the first, only, and God willing, last wrestling podcast on the internet. I'm your host, Jet Grind. I'm the guy who watches SmackDown. With me today, as always, or not as always since it's the first, but is Zen Scissors, the guy who watches Raw.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And also my good quotation marks friend, Dup, who watches Twitter.
Hi, I'm here to make jokes. I know nothing about wrestling except Paul Heyman.
Pretty much.
Oh, I'll be getting into him.
His stupid fucking face.
So, Sights Uncena is a podcast about wrestling, kind of. We're going to recap Raw and SmackDown and the week of WWE, basically. We won't be touching NXT or 205 Live or anything like that, but for the most part, we're going to try and recap every week. Oh, God.
Until we die.
Pretty much.
Yep, well, I'm already dead, so...
Zen's stuck here forever.
Forever.
Don't worry too much. So, Dup, before we get started, explain to me everything you know about what happened tonight, or not tonight, but this Monday on Raw. And we'll have Zen just kind of fill you in.
Well, I'm scrolling up through my notes. So, from my brief glances on Twitter, I saw a big guy who I think is the master of the strong style, and I don't know what the strong style is. And John Cena was there fighting Mr. Aizawa from My Hero Academia. I was busy doing tabletop, so I didn't get to look at too much of Twitter at the time. So,
for those uninitiated with anime, Aizawa is a lawyer.
I'm gonna be comparing a lot of this shit to anime, so I hope y'all are ready.
Oh boy. So, Zen, how correct was he?
Well, why don't we just take it from the top? Alright, so show starts, and who the fuck's in the ring? I want you to take a guess. There's two people in the ring. Who?
Roman
John
Reigns
Cena.
And Brock Lesnar.
You are both very wrong, except Brock Lesnar. It's Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So we pan into them, and we open with a Suplex City chant, because of course we do.
Suplex City.
And then, Paul Heyman does what he does, where he's like, I love Brock Lesnar. This is my man.
You're not pulling off the correct cadence. It's more like, my client.
You're right, I'm sorry. My man! I love this man! So then there's a moment where the camera kind of looks at the belt Brock Lesnar is wearing, but it gets really uncomfortably close to his dick, and it was very concerning for me.
Oh, hell yes!
So there's
That's the content I want.
There's like a 15-second shot of Lesnar's dick right in your face. Little lengthy for me, but that's Lesnar's dick in general, I guess.
If you had to guess, how long is it?
How long is what?
Lesnar's.
Are we taking guesses? Okay.
Yeah.
According to trigonometry and the laws of aerodynamics, I'm gonna go with 11 and a half.
Wow.
11 and a half is my guess. Yeah, I told you.
I'm gonna say 4.
That's a powerful dick.
Well, I'm talking about before the steroids, okay? Come on.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so Heyman does what he does. He's screaming, and then he starts talking about conspiracies, like, they are conspiring against my clients! And he's talking like he's Alex Jones or some shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, is this the Alex Jones of
It's
wrestling?
the same amount of screaming and the same amount of incoherency. The water is turning my client gay!
They're putting chemicals in the
The
water.
wrestle
I don't
juice.
know. Yeah, the wrestle juice.
The stage lights are making chemtrails over my clients! So yeah, that's Paul Heyman doing his thing. And then they're like, oh man, what a hero Lesnar is refusing medical attention. Because he likes dying, I guess. What a hero.
As do I.
Well, all heroes are just about self-sacrifice, and what's more noble of a self-sacrifice than not getting medical attention?
Yeah,
I guess?
fuck that. He refused the butterfly band-aid on his shoulder.
Man, now I'm just imagining this, giant meat man, Brock Lesnar, just sitting around with, a butterfly or band-aid on his shoulder.
I'm reminded of a moment in the 6 Feet Under podcast of the Wrestling Tabletop, where there's an after the fight scene where Nadia's character is just sitting in a dark room eating beans out of a can.
Right.
And that's the image I have of Brock Lesnar right now.
It's not far off, honestly.
It's a bit off. It's a bit off. Instead of eating a can of beans, he's eating an entire ham, bone and all.
Well, I mean, the eating part was on point.
Pretty much.
So then I guess I made this random-ass master blaster, but I stand by that. I want that to happen.
Their ultimate form, the peel-off machine.
And then there was this part where he's just saying Brock Lesnar's name over and over again. And he's just screaming it louder each time. And I think Paul Heyman legit gets off as just saying Lesnar's name.
I was gonna say, did he have a stroke, or...
By the end of it, he was going, Brock Lesnar! Oh my god, how many syllables can you make his name?
19 or more.
So then guess who comes out? It's everybody's favorite Pokemon.
I'm sorry?
He's big, buff, hillbilly man who doesn't really talk, I guess. That's his gimmick.
And most of the things that he does say are either 4-word sentences or his own name.
Okay, Bronzong, got it.
So he gets in the ring, and he doesn't say a word, and he tries to chokeslam Lesnar, and Lesnar's just get the fuck off me. He, advancing guards that shit. And then, we start seeing them run around the ring, and I noticed that Lesnar has fucking a Jimmy John's logo on his shorts. And it's hard to take him seriously after that. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No. That was in the pre-recorded footage. He has a Jimmy John shirt on in this. So it's even worse.
Okay. I see.
So there, he's not eating a ham. He's eating a bunch of Jimmy Johns.
Yeah, he's eating
Just shoving Jimmy Johns.
Sandwich.
Congratulations to us. We have figured out the issue.
So yeah, Strowman shows up and kicks Lesnar's ass in less than 2 minutes. And that's it. They build it up for 10 minutes. Strowman just comes out, whoops his ass, and then he just leaves.
I mean, from what I understand, Bronzong is a pretty strong Pokemon.
Fireproof sometimes.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
I'm out of the loop because I haven't played a Pokemon game since Ruby and Sapphire.
I was gonna say Bronzong was Diamond and Pearl, so...
Yep.
He's not even one of the best generation, though. He's no Rampardos.
God, Rampardos is so good.
Rampardos
Is there a Rampardos in Raw?
Sadly, I don't think so.
Damn it.
I thought you were going to say, Pokken, which I wish.
So, he comes out, they have a 2-minute brawl.
They built it up for 10 minutes, by the way.
And, well, man, we're going to get into some weird time issues later on. But, does the segment just end after the fight? Braun just goes to the back, commercial break, and then come back later and the other stuff's going on? Or...
Well, no. The fight happens, and then they have to show us the replay of the fight because it was so fucking short. And then they just move on. So that's the end of the first fight. Off to a really good start. Am I right?
Riveting.
Yeah.
So, next one, we got Big Cass versus Enzo Amore. Oh boy, this one.
Please, I'm going to need you to refer to him from now on as his name is shown on the Titantron whenever the camera, goes low and, aims up.
I was about to fuck... That was the first thing I noted. The camera cut off most of Big Cass's name, so it just said ass. Good job, PG guys.
I've seen Enzo on Twitter before. He was that one who went, on a rant about communism and capitalism, I think?
I don't fucking know. He's Guido Man, that's all I know.
He's the guy who wears pants that have the poop emoji on his ass.
Yeah, I noted
Is
that.
he the one with the hair?
Yes.
Is he
Okay.
yeah, who has hair, right?
Well, I think Brock Lesnar does, doesn't he?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar has hair.
Yeah, but I know what dump means because Enzo's got like the really crazy blonde hair with like the dark
Yeah.
beard.
Like, the only person you really couldn't say that about is, like, Kurt Angle. Because he's not the guy with the hair.
Yeah, let me see if I can't find that video real quick. You can keep talking now.
Alright, so Enzo Amore... Well, Big Cass walks to the ring, and then Enzo Amore comes out, and I had no idea who the fuck he was, so I'm like, is his gimmick just from the Jersey Shore? I actually don't know. Is that his gimmick?
Kind of. So, him and Cass used to be a tag team, and I haven't watched, like, until last night, like, actually, so I kind of only know from Twitter, but it seems like they had a falling out, and Cass became a villain, and Enzo's the good guy now, I guess? Maybe? I don't know, but
Really?
Enzo's whole thing is that he's like a big loud talker, and he's a certified G and a big stud, and you can't teach that, and all that.
I was definitely reading it the other way. Piece of shit.
Maybe? Again, like, I'm not entirely certain. So.
Especially because of the next bullet point, which is, haha, making fun of Big Cass because, right?
Who goes to school?
What a dumbass.
Wait, though. That doesn't make any sense, because Enzo's entire shtick before now was, like, how cool he was because he was taught, but also how you can't teach why he's so cool?
Well, he comes out and he's like, Big Cass, you're such a fucking idiot. You went to school, but I learned on the streets. We used to play basketball, but I learned on the streets.
Does Cass still do the soft thing?
I'm Final Fight Streetwise.
Oh, God. Yeah, does Cass still do the, like, soft chant, or...
I don't remember anything about Big Cass, honestly. All I remember is hating Enzo Amore.
Also, you remember ass.
I remember ass, that's about it.
Please, big ass.
Big ass.
Big ass.
My favorite wrestler. Along with his brother, The Big Show.
So Enzo Amore, he goes into this big shit like, you betrayed me, how could you do this? And of course, his whole shtick is he's from Jersey. What does he bring up? What would he bring up when talking about betrayal when he's from Jersey? Breaking fucking bread, because of course he brings up breaking bread. You broke bread with me. How could you do this? A Baba Ganoush. Like, oh my god.
For a moment there, I thought you were gonna say he brings up Breaking Bad.
The same.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like, breaking the Jersey Devil because I brought up New Jersey.
No.
But yes, we know you can't break the Jersey Devil unless you're a pregnant woman.
No. He compares him and Cass to Walt and Jesse.
My favorite scene from Breaking Bad is when there's two guys, and it's like, say my name, long silence, Enzo Amore, long silence, and you can't teach that. And then he shoots him.
Yeah, exactly. Seems legit to me.
Okay, so they break bread and then they die or something, right?
So he's like, how could you betray me? And then he just walks off. He just walks away. But then he comes back, and I want you to guess what he brought with him.
Is it bread?
It's not bread.
I was gonna say something Jersey related.
It's a shopping cart.
What?
What?
He comes out with a fucking shopping cart and tries to do Frank's level 1. It has, like, weapons and shit in it. It's... What?
Wait, legit?
Yeah, it has, like, steel pipes and hammers and shit. And then Big Cass gets out of the ring and they're wrestling over the goddamn shopping cart, pushing it at each other, and it looks so fucking stupid.
Oh, got some Injustice pig tech here, huh?
And then they get to the ring, and Big Cass is just beating the shit out of Enzo. Enzo literally, I'm gonna spoil this right now, Enzo literally does not land a single hit during this entire match.
Good.
So he fucking dies.
And there's a replay of Enzo getting his ass beat, and the sponsor is Little Caesars, which I thought was hilarious.
$5 ass whoopings!
That was so on point.
For $5, you could get a shitty pizza, and you can't teach that.
So at this
Caesars
point,
isn't
I was
that
like,
bad.
is every match just going to be guy talks shit, then other guy comes out and wrecks his shit in like 2 minutes? Not quite, but close. And that's when I noticed Enzo has the poop emoji on his butt flap, and I was mad. I was not very happy with that.
I can't believe he would waste the good name of Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't believe he has Sir Patrick Stewart on his ass.
That's what he gets for fucking up his lilies. So then they're fighting, or rather, Big Cass is whooping his ass up and down the ring. And then the announcers say something like, blah, 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 somebody has as many fans as Martin Shkreli at a Wu-Tang concert. Good job, guys. You nailed it.
Topical.
That commentary is not going to be, like, bad.
I was like, oh, Enzo's finally doing something, because something happened to Big Cass. And then I was like, never mind. Instantly. That was like 2 seconds after I wrote the first one. Because what happened was, like, Enzo's getting his shit kicked, and he almost gets his shit kicked out of the ring, and Big Cass goes to, like, kick him out of the ropes, but then he trips and falls face first onto the fucking floor.
Nice!
Great.
And then, like, Cass has him pinned, but then he gets up because he's like, my leg! I got convenient leg pain syndrome! Ow!
My only regret is that I had legitis.
Pretty much. And then guess what? Enzo fucking wins!
What?
He wins by doing nothing, because Cass is like, no, my leg, I gotta go to the hospital.
I can't believe Enzo is Luigi.
Yeah, Enzo won by doing nothing. Literally nothing. It's like winning a death match because someone kicked your face into the pavement, then slipped on your blood and cracked their head open. On point, yeah. So winner, Enzo Amore. Somehow.
Nice! Nailed it!
Just to go back a bit, I'm real glad we made the exact same joke at the exact same time, Tom.
It was such an obvious joke. Like...
Alright, then we get to our first, I guess, Divas match, and I only wrote 5 notes about it. And that should tell you a lot.
For the record, they're not called Divas anymore. Which, I don't know, I think is a nice change.
Alright, the lady wrestlers. The first lady wrestler match.
Like, I mean, no big deal, or I'm not annoyed or anything. I'm just saying, like, hey, that's a thing they're doing now. Thank God, though, because, like, just felt weird to have, like, here's the superstars and then the divas?
Ain't nothing but a... Fuck it, I forgot the lyrics to that song!
Diva ain't nothing but a defense matrix.
Exactly.
Congratulations. Okay, so tell me about this lady wrestle match.
Alright, so I'm like, who the fuck are either of these people? Because I had no... And it turns out it's Nia Jax versus Emma. Still don't know who they are.
Okay, so Nia Jax is like a big monster lady who... I forget who she's... I think she's, like, somewhat related to The Rock or something. I don't know. But her whole gimmick is that she's, like... monster, which you don't really see from women very often. And then Emma's thing is that in NXT she was like this beauty queen or something like that, and that was about it. And then she was on Raw for about 3 weeks and then disappeared for like 8 weeks, and they kept playing like the same 3 promos about how she was going to come back as Emmalina. And then like finally they go, Emmalina debuts next week, and everybody's like, okay, thank God, finally we get Emmalina. Emmalina strolls out and goes, I don't like this gimmick, I'm gonna go back to being Emma, and then, like, next week she's Emma again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely paid attention to all of that.
Don't worry, you didn't need to know any of it, because it's dumb and it sucks.
Got it.
You also don't need to know any of it, because guess what? The match happens for like a minute, and then it's over.
Nice.
Let me take a shot in the dark. Nia Jax wins in
Yep.
about 30 seconds.
Pretty much.
It's a monster match.
Like, the match wasn't that bad, and then it's just like, oh, it's over.
Then it's just done.
That's been the first 3 matches. They're just, oh,
It's
okay.
just over.
It's like, oh, it's over now. You're not gonna, there's not more?
The matches are so short that you could start up Porky Pig trying to say that's all, folks, and by the time he's finally done saying it, the bell rings.
So then, like, they're gonna cut to commercial, and they're like, oh, and then we're gonna have this song. I'm like, there's fucking musical intermissions for wrestling now? And before they go to commercial, they're like, oh, man, you can get your skins in WWE Champions. And I'm just, oh, my mind breaks listening to these people talk about fucking video games.
That's like a card game or something, isn't it?
No, it's a match 3.
It's Candy Crush. They showed a commercial.
Oh, okay. I thought. What's the gotcha game but for wrestling?
Ultimate Muscle?
Nope, that's still WWE Champions.
Okay.
I was trying to think, but I think the only other mobile WWE game is that.
Didn't NRS do a wrestling game for MOBA where, like, John Cena is Superman?
Oh, yeah, WWE Immortals. I'm still very angry that they didn't make a full console version of that.
NRS has got to push out their other titles, I guess. Anyway, wrestling.
Yeah.
Alright, so we come back from commercial, and there's this fucking... I don't know how to describe him other than... Picture a guitar player. A young guitar player. You basically
is it Elias?
picture this guy. Yes, it is. See? There you
Yeah,
go.
Sure.
Okay, the best way to describe him is, imagine if the guy at the college you know who only plays Wonderwall is there, except also he has a beard and looks like a hipster.
Pretty much. Yeah, that basically nails him.
Okay.
So, yeah, they come back and I'm like, seriously? Fucking musical shit now? It's turning into like an opera?
Wrestle opera,
And I'm
yeah.
so confused, and then he's like, here comes my real song. It's called the Shit Talk New York song. And this is taking place in New York, by the way.
Wait, hold up. What now?
I mean, I made that name up.
Okay, I was about to say.
Like, it's literally just like, yo, New York, you fucking suck. The place I'm from is better. I don't know where the fuck he's from.
I don't know.
And then, like, some guy comes
Jersey.
out, and I'm like, oh, it's Booker T. No, wait, it's not Booker T. It's Booker T. Jr.? And some guy named R-Truth. I don't know who the fuck that is. And it doesn't matter, because guess what? It ends in 5 seconds.
Oh,
Nice.
R-Truth owns because he's a really shitty rapper and, like, a decent enough wrestler, I guess.
Well, he fucking lost.
Also, maybe his raps are okay, it's just every time he raps during a wrestling event, it's the worst part of the show.
So it describes what I know about, like, old John Cena, okay?
Not really, because old John Cena rapping kind of owned because of how bad it was. R-Truth is just shit. Because, like, it's the most obvious family-friendly, like, wrestling rap ever. Whereas you go over to John Cena, the guy who has a major in thugonomics and a minor in thugonometry. And...
That's still the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yep. Everybody's favorite John Cena rap song, Basic Thugonomics. I'm still
Anyway.
waiting for his second album so I can get to Basic Thugonomics 202.
So
Let's talk more about these 5-second matches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is like the third match where I'm like, you know what, this isn't so bad, and then it just ends. And then pin, I'm like, he's gonna get up after 2, right? Ding, ding, ding. The guy's fucking not. Awesome. So then we go back to commercial. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm gonna watch more Ed and anything else to do. I'm falling down the rabbit hole, so fuck it. I don't know, what the fuck else was I gonna do during commercial? People posting memes of me, fine, I'm gonna dig through this shit. So we come back from commercial, and Kurt Angle's walking down, and they're playing his theme to the "You Suck" chant. And I'm like, wow, it's been like 10 years since I've that shit.
I've heard of Kurt Angle, but I know nothing about him.
He's America Man.
Pretty much.
Well, he's one of the, 36 America Mans that have been in wrestling.
I was gonna say, so he's new Hulk Hogan, but hopefully not as
His whole
racist.
thing is he's like, I'm an Olympian. That's his whole thing.
Okay.
And then he lost a shaving your head match.
I don't
It's
know
true.
if there was actually ever a given reason for that, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, hey, it's fine enough. You can do what you want with your hair, man.
He looks all right with his ball.
But yeah, he walks out and he's like, I got a surprise for you people. And I'm like, fine, alright, what's your surprise, man?
Oh man, it's the title card.
And the fruity pebbles are everywhere. Fucking John Cena walks out. I'm like,
Also, you've been making the Fruity Pebbles joke for years now, and I still don't know what it's a reference to.
he did like a fruity pebbles. So he comes out and he's like, "What? Were you not expecting me?" So I'm like, "No, because we can't see you, fucking idiot." Can't expect
see
that
me,
shit.
my time is now.
And then, oh man, who comes out? He's like, I came to Raw because I want to fight a specific person. And that specific person just happens to walk out. But who is it?
Chris Jericho.
No.
Roman Reigns?
Yep, we got a battle of the script boys. John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, is Roman Reigns is Aizawa?
I guess.
Roman Reigns is the guy who has long hair, wears like weird shitty battle armor, and wins every match.
Yeah, he's
Okay, he's Aizawa.
he's
got
fucking like bored-looking NPC from Ride to Hell.
Like, he's a fine enough wrestler. It's just the script always calls for him to win in the most ridiculously stupid ways, and like, I don't hate Roman Reigns the wrestler, I hate Roman Reigns the character, but like...
But what happens when John Cena, the script boy, versus boy? Who does the paper like?
The universe implodes, and that was the end of Raw, right? Right?
Oh, you're gonna find out. So the announcer's like, oh man, it's deafening in here, and there was barely any crowd noise. There was like nothing.
Did they have to mute the mics because everybody was booing Roman Reigns
No,
again?
you could still... They weren't booing, they were just making like no noise. It wasn't silent, but there was just like, regular crowd noise. It was just a flat line.
So tell me this before you go into details. How long did this match take?
Hold on, I'm getting to it. So my note after that is, who does the crowd hate less? It's hard to tell. And it really was hard to tell. And then what do they start chanting? Undertaker. Because I guess when you're given fucking two shitty choices, pick a good one. So it's not over yet. Who the fuck else comes out? It's The Miz.
What?
Yeah, The Miz comes out, and I'm just like, fuck off, this is dumb.
Alright, Conra, here we go.
No, that's Ric Flair.
Oh. Who's Miz again?
He's Johnny Cage.
Okay.
He's Mike the Miz Mizanin. Mizanin? I don't know. Who, before wrestling, was mostly famous because he appeared on a season of The Real World on MTV. This is not a joke.
Alright, so The Miz is here, and all he does is he's like, I'm gonna shit talk the booking, and the crowd's like, yeah, this sucks. This is garbage. And Miz is like, I'm gonna fight you guys, and it's like, uh-oh, Miz wants to fight the script. And the Miz just comes and he's throwing salt all over the ring. Like, he's so mad. And another motherfucker comes out! But who could it be?
Get the Miz on scrub quotes.
Who could this last person be?
Undertaker.
No, Undertaker.
Oh yeah, didn't he retire or something?
Yeah, and the first thing he did publicly upon retiring is appear in a commercial for a country CD that he was a big fan of.
It doesn't surprise me.
Like, it was just... I forget what the exact context of it was. It was like, hey, this guy I really like is releasing, like, a new greatest hits album, and, like, here's me talking about my 5 favorite songs by him. And it's real weird, because you go from The Undertaker constantly talking like this, and going and saying stuff like "rest in peace" to like seeing him normal, and he just kind of talks like this. He's like, "Oh man, let me tell you how much I love country music, country music."
That doesn't.
Anyway.
What about him? Like, you know, what's my favorite song though? "Rollin'" by Limp Bizkit.
Which version though? The one with or without DMX?
Well, you gotta have DMX in there.
You are incorrect because it was the version without DMX that he used.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying the version of DMX is better.
Well, yeah. Alright, so let's see.
Who could it be? Oh, it's Samoa Joe!
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Go get you Samoa Joe. We got 141 and 2/3 chance of losing.
So Samoa Joe comes out as the fourth guy, and now he has like a 5% chance of winning by Scott Snyder math.
Pretty much.
Just seems legit.
Professor Scott Snyder is back in town.
God, I wish. So yeah, what does Samoa Joe do? The same thing The Miz did. Yo, I hate you, Script Boy, so much. I want to punch you. So that's what he does. He punches Cena in the face.
Great.
Nice.
But they stop fighting, and the crowd's, what do they chant? You both suck. You both suck. They can't choose who they hate it more. Is it Roman? Is it Cena? Fuck them both.
That sounds about right.
And then Samoa Joe gets Cena in the fucking chokehold, and then what does Roman Reigns do? The thing he always does.
Great.
And then the Miz and Samoa Joe, they just leave.
I was gonna say, are they just done again?
The match
They're
isn't
just done.
over. They're like, the announcer's like, wow, what a great match that'll be later on. And they save it for later. It's like, it's happening. Just do it. Why?
We gotta hold on to this for No Mercy.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's done. Moving on.
Get to second base with the match and then just fucking give up and go home.
Get blue balled by the WWE.
Yeah, fucking straight up. I'm like Lythera over here. I'm the master of the blue balls. This is ridiculous. Dumbass shit, man.
Man, now I'm glad I didn't watch Raw. I've gotten enough blue spheres out of Sonic Mania.
Insane, man.
It's a bad joke.
Well, I watched Lythera.
Yeah, and so is Blue Sphere.
He's the self-proclaimed master of the blue balls, and I watched. He is the master of the blue balls. I can't deny that. So then we cut to commercial, right? And we come back.
Wait, was that an actual match then?
No, that wasn't a match.
Oh, good.
That was just build up to a match that'll happen later. It's the burnout ender of matches, you know. Here's this potential damage. It'll be super cool later on. Thanks, Cinder. So we come back from commercial. There's just a match already happening. We just cut back and there's like 8 dudes in the ring. When? Where? When did this happen? Why was I not privy to this information?
Because during the commercial, the Wrestle Boys multiplied.
They used their duplication technique.
Vince McMahon took them out of the Lich Pod.
Fucking used their clone jutsu. So yeah, I don't even know their fucking names. I had to look it up on the Raw website. We got Cedric Alexander, don't know who that is. Rich Swann, don't know who that is. Mustafa Ali, don't know who that is. Grand Metalik, don't know who that is. I'm gonna stop saying it because I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I've absorbed like a little bit through osmosis on Twitter. I have never heard of any of these people.
So these are the Cruiserweight division people, and the Cruiserweight division is weird because it exists on Raw where it's entirely underused, but then the Cruiserweights also have their own show, which is like a spin-off of SmackDown that takes place after, like, immediately after SmackDown ends. So, like, nobody watches it because it's on a completely different show or night, more or less. But then also, nobody gives a shit about the Cruiserweights on Raw because they don't do anything with the Cruiserweights on Raw.
Which sucks because it was a match of the night.
Yeah, like, they're real good. I especially like Grand Metalik. but also I'm really into any luchador who looks like he could be a Power Ranger.
So yeah, we get thrown into the middle of this match, and like there's this part where some dude's just getting the shit kicked out of him. And he's like, "Come on, man, tag me." And his partner's like, "No, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not going in there." What an asshole! No, I'm not tagging. Fuck you. Yeah, and you know what? This match was still longer than any of the matches that had like the 10-minute build-up. So.
Oh, so it was 2.5 minutes instead of 2.
It was like 4 minutes.
Nice.
Wow, double length.
So it ends with, I think, is Gran Metalik the luchador?
Yeah, he's the one in like the red suit with the spikes on.
So yeah, he like gets up on the fucking turnbuckle, and there's two dudes outside of the ring. They're like running up to it, and he just does a fucking backflip onto them. And I was like, "Fuck, this dude's gonna fucking kill himself." That would have broken your spine if you missed, dude.
Yeah, welcome to Cruiserweight Division stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I guess this is like fucking lucha. That's what you do. That's high flying. Fucking Christ, though. Don't kill yourself. Not for a match like this. So, yeah, that's that match. The fucking Gran Metalik won with that big backflip shit, so yay. The cooler team won, honestly, so I was happy with that. Then we cut back to commercial. There was like 17 commercial breaks. It was ridiculous.
Gotta advertise.
Oh man, but let me tell you, when we get to SmackDown, I do have time to talk about an actual commercial.
I'm excited.
All right, so we got 4 matches left. The next one, this was 3 hours long.
It doesn't seem like it, considering every match take like 4 minutes at best.
But you gotta remember, there's like, for how long a match is, 3 times that is how long they built that shit up. And there's a commercial break in between every goddamn thing. So yeah, our next match, we got Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Matt and Jeff Hardy. Alright.
Question.
Should be fun.
Is Matt broken yet?
He seemed a lot more stable than during the final deletion.
Damn.
I mean, he was still kind of nutso, but more together.
What's the final deletion?
Okay, so back when Matt and Jeff were still with TNA, they started having a feud where Matt lost his mind and turned into broken Matt Hardy, and he started talking in like a British accent and had a giraffe that was the owner of the soul of George Washington?
I'm sorry?
Among dozens of other weird shit. The final deletion was basically just like a movie they played one night, like they led up to it, that just showed like the two of them just screwing with each other, and then they had a huge fight in the backyard that involved, among many other things, a dilapidated boat! And then the match ended with Matt beating Jeff, and then Jeff had to relinquish the Hardy name, I guess. And then, like, for a couple months after that, Jeff was his slave, but also not. TNA is not great. I recommend watching the final deletion if you haven't seen it, because it's the funniest shit ever.
All this sounds real dumb.
Oh yeah, like, if you ever wanted to see wrestling distilled into its most ridiculously fun and stupid, like, just bullshit, watch the final deletion. 100%. It is worth all 18 minutes because it doesn't make any sense, and it is incredible.
It doesn't sound like it, and it sounds like, from just your description, you've given me all the context that you could possibly give me.
Nah, man. I didn't even tell you, about the actual match they have at all.
Well,
there's fireworks involved.
Let's hear what Zen has to say.
Yeah, let's go back to Raw. This is not the week in TNA.
No Scott Steiner right now. So the first thing I saw when fucking Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose get to the ring, there's a dude with a fucking Shockmaster sign. But, like, the moment the camera, like, panned onto it, he was like, oh, shit, get this out of the way. Don't want him to see it.
Where's the Shockmaster reprint?
Like, I didn't know what the sign was, but then I saw this. It was a fucking shiny Stormtrooper helmet. I was like, it has to be the Shockmaster.
Yep.
It has to be. So, yeah, those two walk out, and then Matt and Jeff Hardy walk out, and they're like, we want to congratulate you on being badass tag team bros, yeah. We know firsthand that brothers sometimes fight, but, you know, sometimes you get your shit together and you do Dante and Virgil shit.
I love when Jeff Hardy summons spinning swords around him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Fucking Jeff Hardy was always talking about, you know, he needs more power, and then he went into his devil trick.
And then he became the boss of Devil May Cry 1.
Well, he became a boss in Devil May Cry 1. Like, the
okay.
boss of Devil May Cry 1 is Mundus, which I guess that would be Kurt Angle in this case? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
A giant statue of Kurt Angle in a lava,
Now where does
lava pit.
Now where does Devil May Cry fit in this?
Who gives a shit?
I give a shit.
Well, you can think of it then, because I don't.
We'll get back to this. Anyway, goes Ed.
Alright, so yeah, they're like, we want to congratulate you, but also, we want to fight you now. And then a referee just comes out from the fucking void. Like, yeah, let's do this. Like, sure. And I thought they were going to cut to a commercial, so I went onto my phone. And I turned back, and these motherfuckers are like aura-aura-ing. They're doing like JoJo shit. And I'm like, okay, never mind. I need to watch this match. So,
Also,
like,
for the record, Finn Balor's reboot Dante.
I could see it.
Also, I just want to put this into perspective, too. My knowledge of JoJo's is about as limited as my knowledge of wrestling.
Well, all I know about JoJo...
Basically, they had a punch fest.
Mm-hmm.
At least I assume.
Yeah. They were just fucking wailing on each other. It was like synchronized punching. It was like a dance number. It was pretty great. So, the Hardy Boys knock fucking Seth and Dean out of the ring. And then, like fucking the Hardy brothers do some Mario and Luigi style team attacks where, like, Jeff gets on his back and he kneels down. He's like, jump off of me, brother, so that Matt can do, like, a fucking people's elbow down onto them. Like, this fucking teamwork. Hardy brothers or Ornstein and Smoke, who knows?
Which one's the one that has the giant hammer?
Smo.
No, I mean out of the Hardy Boys.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Jeff. I'm gonna say Jeff Smoke.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So
All
it
right.
sounds like you enjoyed this match.
This match was good. Fucking Jeff, here comes another bullshit backflip that's gonna kill somebody. But he does it into the ring from the turnbuckle, and he fucking misses. So he's just dead.
Nailed it.
And Seth and Dean just like, fuck it, let's both get in there. And they just start beating the shit out of this guy, and Matt's like, come on, dude, get over here, tag me. And he's just like, Jeff's just, no, let me. And they spend like 5 minutes just beating the shit out of Jeff Hardy, and it looks pathetic. It looks really sad. And I guess I said Brother Nero is probably feeling some deletion right about now, which, yeah. He's getting deleted pretty hard here. And Matt's just watching his brother eat a TAC Infinite over here. Fucking Dr. Doom mashing mediums in the air. Jesus Christ.
I can't believe they won via foot dives.
I can.
And finally, Jeff gets over and tags Matt in. And Matt just shoves Seth into the turnbuckle and makes him eat it for like a good 30 seconds.
Wait, makes him eat the turnbuckle?
Pretty much, he's just like shoving his mouth onto the turnbuckle.
Oh, I thought you meant as in, like, makes him eat his fists or something and just, like, punches the shit. But he's, like, bashing his head into the turnbuckle?
Yeah, he's like shoving his head into the turnbuckle, like, make out with it, man.
Drink it in, man.
No, but Dean. So then I forget how we get to this moment, but there's a moment where, like, Sean DHCs into Dean, and Dean comes out, but then Matt calls in Jeff for the save, and Jeff does this fucking drop kick. It's like a Marvel Infinite match, this shit. Like, Matt's just dying on the ground, and Sean's like, fucking, you know, I've done it, you do it, Dean, finish him off. But then Jeff just comes in to save Matt with a fucking dropkick super. I loved it.
Great.
Sounds like the first actually good match of the night.
So Jeff gets back up on the turnbuckle, and he tries to jump, and he gets fucked. He needs to stop jumping, honestly.
No, that's his thing.
He keeps empty jumping in with nothing to back it up.
Yeah, and then guess what? That's how they lose. Brother Nero fucking loses it for them. Good job, dude.
Damn it.
But that was a fun match. You know what? That was a good one. I enjoyed that. But before they go to commercial, they cut back to The Miz and Samoa Joe. I'm sorry, Samoa Joe! You gotta say it right. You gotta say
it. It's Samoa.
Steiner way.
Samoa. I think we found out who's Smo.
With a machete. So yeah, they're talking, and The Miz is with his entourage or whatever the fuck. And so he's like, yo, Samoa Joe, I think you're super cool. We should, like, hang out or something. And Samoa Joe's like, shut the fuck up! And he leaves, and The Miz is just like, oh. He's trying to S-link Samoa Joe, basically. But Samoa Joe's too tsundere. So I'm like, just keep on the path, man. You can do it.
Dialogue choices made the social link reverse.
Some stupid shit. And then we get to, I think, a match. We have Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. And Sasha Banks throws out the first shout out to Ric Flair of the night, which, good, you know. It's a good thing he's not dying, or not dead yet.
I refuse to believe that Ric Flair can die until he has finally wrestled the aliens.
I was gonna say, isn't Ric Flair like a lich?
Well, I mean, he'll die, but then he'll rebirth at his phylactery. But like, I want him to still be Ric Flair, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want him to just turn into sand and reappear in Egypt somewhere.
I can't believe Ric Flair wrestling the mummies is an infinite time loop.
Doomed to So yeah, then what happens after that? Here comes Alexa Bliss, and what's she doing? Well, guess what? It's wrestling shit.
Of course.
And she's like, oh man, you're the worst, Sasha. Let's go for the rematch. It's like, it's some straight up like FGC shit. Like, fuck you. Let's do the rematch. And Sasha's
salty run back.
Sasha legitimately called her salty. And I was like, this is some FGC shit. And then Alexa's like, you know what? But I don't even want to rematch you right now. I'll do it later. And she just leaves. And that's real. That's real FGC. Let's rematch. Well, never mind. I'll do it later. But you're so gonna lose.
Oh shit! You called my bluff.
And I guess that was a match. It took an entire like block of programming.
So wait, they didn't fight or anything. Sasha just got in the ring. Alexa shit talked her and then walked away, and then that was it.
Yeah, we come back from commercial. That happens. Go back to commercials. Thanks.
Solid programming.
So then we get to a match that was foreshadowed earlier because Jason Jordan is talking to Kurt Angle. He's like, yo, I know we're buddy-buddy, but I don't want special treatment, but could you give me a match tonight? Kurt Angle's like, sure, man. Who do you want to fight? And he's like, I want to fight. Kurt Angle's like, he's going to fucking kill you. Are you sure? Jordan. So Jordan walks out to the ring. And then what the fuck happens? Finn Balor's entrance, which is the most Irish thing I've ever seen. It's just missing like a bunch of potatoes rolling down the aisle. And leoparding, but it's pretty close.
It's the one where he's like shaking his leather jacket around constantly, and not like the demon one, right?
It is, yeah. He's just shaking his leather jacket and his fucking.
He's just
Speedos.
guffawing the entire time he's up and down to the ring.
So yeah, the match starts out, and there's this moment where I forget who initiates it, but one of them grabs the other from behind like they're gonna do a suplex, and then he's like, the dude who's getting grabbed is like, no, I'm gonna do it now, and grabs him from behind. And then, no, I'm gonna do it now. No, I'm gonna do it now. It's like a fucking slam master. They're just like, no, it's me. I'm gonna throw you. And they couldn't decide who the fuck wanted the suplex.
No, I rolled the D20. No, I rolled the
And then I think Finn Balor gets it eventually because he's just straight up fucking Jordan up. And, like, Jordan tries to get up and he wakes up right into a meaty grab. And he just eats shit. He can't deal with Finn's Oki is what I'm saying. Finn's Oki is extremely on point.
So if you had to guess then, would you say that Finn Balor, whatever, has successfully mastered the Satsui no Hado?
I can say he's got good Yomi. Which is the Japanese word for reading the mind of the opponent.
I was about to say. Thanks, Serlin.
Thanks, Wooly.
Wooly Serlin.
Yeah, Wooly Serlin.
So then, I think Jordan gets the upper hand for a while, and he's like, I'm going to be a sportsman. And he's, like, trying to help Finn Balor up, and it goes about as well as you think. You're fighting someone who turns into a demon or some shit. What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Wait, hold on, back up. What's this about demons?
Oh, yeah.
Finn Balor turns into, like, a demon or something?
Usually during, like, pay-per-views and, like, big matches where he needs to be, like, super powerful to beat the opponent, Finn activates his devil trigger and turns into a demon.
Uh-huh.
With, like, a bunch of weird-looking paint on his body it owns.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture later.
Goofy.
No!
No, I know. So, alright, and then I forget how we get to this point too, but then there's a moment where they're just wiggling it out. They're just wiggling around. And I guess that was noteworthy enough to make bullet point of it.
I'm just imagining, like, your notes are just like, dash, they wiggle, hit enter.
Pretty much. They're just wiggling it out, enter. And then Jordan finally gets a grab. He's been trying forever. He gets a grab on Finn Balor. And then he eats a dropkick from it. Maybe that's not the way to go, man. So Jordan gets pissed, and he decides, he takes the spaghetti strands off his, like, little jersey or whatever the fuck, and he screams. Unitard, sorry. And he screams, so I guess he went Super Saiyan. Jordan just goes Super Saiyan.
Seems legit.
And then he runs at Finn Balor, and he starts eating boots like he's fighting Dr. Doom or some shit. So this is where the foot dives win. Because guess what? He eats Das Boot, and he fucking loses.
I'm real glad that they had to allocate the foot dives until now.
Right, yeah, it's sparse those things around.
Can't handle those potato foot dives. So we got one match left. It's the match they fucking showed earlier, but now it's time! I have it written as John Cena, Roman Reigns versus The Miz and Samoa Joe. Again.
Wait, is it a tag match?
It's a tag match.
What? Why?
Because you can't have the Script Boys fighting each other. They need to be on the same team.
I was gonna say, wasn't the original plot for this match them fighting each other? Because that's why John Cena came here, was to fight Mr. Aizawa.
Yeah, but now The Miz and Samoa Joe are shit-talking both of them because they're script.
Okay.
So, there's an entire block of programming. We get back from commercial. It is entirely just entrances.
Yep,
all
that
four
sounds
of them
about right.
Enter the ring. They're like, oh man, we're gonna fight. Back to commercial.
Nice!
Really? We're really doing this?
And then I'm going to assume that the match doesn't start until they come back from commercial.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, so imagine being in the audience for that, where you're just sitting around watching these four idiots in the ring go, like, just kind of standing around and smarking at each other for 30 minutes.
Well, speaking of the audience, they cut back, they come back from commercial. One of the first things we see, the fucking beach ball's back.
Oh, good. Yeah, I heard that the audience
what?
for this episode of Raw was spectacularly awful.
I'm sorry, beach ball?
Yeah, the beach ball.
Yeah, I don't think you mentioned a beach ball earlier.
Well, there was a beach ball like last night or some shit. I don't know. All I saw was a gif of somebody tearing not too long ago.
But yeah, like,
Okay.
would you also say that the audience for Raw this week was spectacularly bad?
I don't fucking know. What would I expect out of a wrestling audience? What can I say?
I don't know. Like, main complaint I heard is that they kind of tried to make the show about them rather than the...
Yeah, I was not paying that much attention.
Fair enough.
I was just watching people hit each other.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's that.
So the beach ball actually plays into the match because John Cena looks back at it, and then he gets fucking knocked on his ass by Samoa Joe. And Joe just starts laying into him like he's Scott Steiner or some shit. And they cut back to fucking Roman Reigns sitting on the sidelines waiting to get tagged in, and he has the exact same face. He's the exact same, like, this perpetual apathy face. So he's just like...
Perpetually mildly smug.
Pretty much. It never changes.
Perpetually nod sagely.
So Cena gets the upper hand eventually against Samoa Joe. And, you know,
As he does.
He could do it. He could fucking just whoop Samoa Joe's ass. But he turns around and he's like, yeah, come on, crowd. Woo! And he eats shit for it. It's like, really? He can do that because he knows he's going to win.
He's super...
Then it cuts to the Miz's face and he's like, I'm so mad. I'm fighting the script. It's the worst. Not the best idea.
By the way, I looked up, while you were talking, I looked up a picture of The Miz, and I don't like this man.
Yeah, that's the Miz.
Yeah. While you're at it, you should probably look up Finn Balor's, like, demon thing, but...
He has a shirt that just says, I'm awesome, and I despise him.
Oh,
He's Johnny Cage.
Okay, so Zed didn't mention it, but unless they changed it since the last time I watched it, whenever Miz comes out to the ring, before his theme proper starts playing, it's just a clip of him going, awesome!
I don't know if that happened this time because he was just pissed. Like, oh man, when am I gonna get my moment? I want a moment.
Me.
Great.
So eventually, Cena tags in Reigns, and Reigns gets on Samoa Joe, and he does like a fucking mash punch QTE on him. It's like fucking, you know, when Ryden's punching Senator Armstrong, and he's just like, I don't give a shit.
I was gonna say something out of Asura's Wrath.
Also that. So after that, yeah, Joe just fucking wipes the floor with Reigns. And Reigns gets like 3 2 counts, and he's like, no, I can't lose!
The
I ain't
script.
done yet! No! He can't be back to rise. That implies he was never risen.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
I'm back to always be on top. Sweet reunion. So there's this one fucking grab Reigns gets hit by, and he fucking flings up after it, just, you know, out of instinct, and he does like this hand gesture. He's like, "Come on!" It looks super silly to me. I don't know why. And shit's happening. Somebody, I forget. Oh yeah, it was Reigns. Reigns falls out of the ring, and the Miz's fucking little minions. He summons Isaac and Trish like he's fucking Gargos or some shit. and Reigns just like, oh no! But he just punches them. So I don't remember when this happened, but fucking attitude adjustment or whatever Cena's thing is comes up, and I just screamed the apple juice adjustment game.
I don't know.
With like Bully Demise or whatever. I remember
No, that's
apple juice
Wrestling
adjustment
Revolution.
from something. Sure, that one.
Also, yes, I'm pretty certain the movie you're thinking of is, in fact, the Attitude Adjustment.
Apple juice adjustment.
Apple juice.
And there's this moment where everybody is just dead. Everybody killed each other, and everyone's just like, oh. But then the Miz, he's gonna kill, I think it was Rain. But then he has to wind up for it. And he does like these little cheap hands, like from the room. It's super dumb. Cheap. I don't know what he's doing.
How many times does he punch the tarmac? Or whatever the thing on the bottom is called.
Oh, he punches it so many times. I can't even count. He eats shit for it, and guess what? The Script Boys win!
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking surprised.
How loud was the crowd booing?
Oh, they were booing super hard throughout
Nice.
the entire match.
Nice.
And that was Raw.
If you had to rank it out of 5, what would you rank it?
I hate ranking things out of 5. I'm going out of 10.
Okay.
I give it like a 7.5.
Wow, really? I would have thought you would have been a little, like, lower on there, because... Oh.
I had fun.
Fair enough. So...
I mean, it was fucking awful and stupid, but that's what I wanted.
Fair enough.
My ranking of it is a 2-minute match out of 10.
You're implying that they even get up to 2 minutes. Sometimes they don't.
Pushed up to main roster.
These fucking matches are.
Okay, so we're just after SummerSlam, because that happened on Sunday. So SmackDown also takes place in Brooklyn, because SummerSlam did as well. So, show starts up. Immediately, AJ Styles comes out down to the ring. And, like, I haven't watched in a while, but he's got, like, these new gloves that have, like, his middle finger and, like, his ring finger are completely blackened. And then, like, the insides of his index and pinky are as well. So the gloves otherwise are completely red, so it just looks like he's constantly doing a Vulcan salute, and it's funny as hell to me.
Yeah, I guess I should say what I gathered about
yes, right.
SmackDown off Twitter. I was streaming Overwatch at the time, so I didn't really look that much. All I really saw was Mr. Glorious, who I guess people dislike for some reason. I don't know why.
Me neither.
And then I saw you posting on the Sights Unseen Twitter account about recommended viewing that's going to be on the test.
Yep.
I did not watch that, so I'm going to fail this test. I know about Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, I've seen him a lot, and I know that apparently he owns a lot.
Oh, I just feel the need to correct you on something from like an hour ago. You mentioned somebody on Raw was the king of strong style or something like that, when in fact the only person in the WWE who does strong style, who is the king of strong style, is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay, I'm still gonna call anyone with beefy body strong style.
No, he was the Psycho style.
I actually don't know who that is when I'm really thinking about it. I don't know who I described. Because I know it wasn't Brock Lesnar. Anyway.
Great. So did you figure out anything else, or are we all good?
No, that was about it. Like I said, I was streaming Overwatch at the time,
okay.
so I didn't get to look at Twitter that much. And no one was really tweeting about it anyway, so...
Yeah, I kind of noticed that myself. So, anyways, AJ's sitting in the ring with his, like, dumb new gloves that I hate. And it's just, like, cutting this promo. He's like, oh man, I'm the best. I'm AJ Styles. Welcome to SmackDown Live, the house that AJ built.
Also, the Earth is flat.
Wait, hold on. What?
Isn't AJ Styles the flat earther?
Probably.
Hold on, I am going to Google this real quick. Hold on. AJ Styles flat earth. Well, one of the suggestions is AJ Styles flat earth Reddit, so... Oh, no, here we go. Here's a title from SB Nation, CagesideSeats.com. AJ Styles doesn't think the Earth is flat. There's just some things about it that make sense.
Oh.
Great. So,
has some thoughts about NASA. That's what I'm seeing.
anyways, come on down to the AJ Styles idea exchange. Guys, I think I had a dream about Tim Allen last night.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, really?
Man, that's still one of my favorite bomb bits. So AJ's down and he's smarking his ass off, and then he goes, "Tell you what, nobody here can beat me for my United States Championship, so I'm gonna have an open challenge. Anybody can come down to the ring immediately, and let's just fight it out." So, Kevin Owens comes down because he lost to AJ in a title match because he was trying to get the U.S. title at SummerSlam. And he's like, "Well, I got screwed over by special guest referee Shane McMahon."
What now?
Oh.
Hold on. I know McMahon. Who's Shane McMahon?
Shane McMahon is his son, who is noted for jumping off of very tall things for some reason.
Okay, I see now.
Including the time he jumped off a Hell in a Cell through a tape. Because
Oh, and actually, killed himself.
pretty much. Shane McMahon is immortal. One of my favorite bits is that one time he was wrestling Kurt Angle, and there was supposed to be a spot where he gets suplexed through one of the glasses under the Titantron, but it was supposed to be sugar glass so that they would go through it easily, but they accidentally put plexiglass, so Shane landed on it and then just fell directly on his neck, and Kurt Angle was just kind of freaking out, like, "Oh god, what did I do? What happens?" And Shane just tells him, "Do it again!" And then same thing happens, still doesn't break. And so Kurt's like, "Okay, this seems like a really bad idea, maybe we shouldn't do this spot." And Shane's just like, "Again." And then he goes through the third time. Shane McMahon is crazy. Also, he owns a bajillion shoes.
As one does.
Yeah. Yeah. But at SummerSlam, I don't know the exact reason why, but he was the referee during the match between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, and I guess he got screwed or Kevin thinks that Shane screwed him over for some reason. The only real bit of that match I know about is there's a part where Shane gets thrown out of the ring by something or another, and Kevin gets mad at him for not noticing or being able to count the pin because he had AJ down for 10 seconds pinned, but didn't have any count. And he's just shouting at Shane with "You're telling me you can jump off buildings and survive, but you can't get up for a damn 3 counts?" So, anyways, Kevin Owens comes down to the ring, and he's like, "Man, I really want this rematch," and AJ's just not having this shit at all. So they're arguing back and forth, and then Shane comes down to the ring, and Kevin gets really salty about it, leading to AJ to straight up call him, and I quote, "a whiny ass little bitch."
That's some Zen lingo right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some FGC talk.
So, eventually, Kevin convinces Shane, or no, AJ's "Tell you what, I'll give you your match." And Kevin's like, "Okay, cool, but I want my own special guest ref, and I get to pick them so that I know I won't get screwed over." Heck yeah. And so AJ's like, "Sure, whatever. We'll have this match later." So, 20 minutes in, Daniel Bryan promises some big surprises, and the big surprise is Jinder Mahal shows up. And Jinder Mahal...
Okay, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah, for those uninitiated, Jinder Mahal is the current WWE champion as of recording, and is notable for being the first Indian person of Indian descent. And also,
I was gonna say, did he make a lot of people really mad because he used to be a jobber or something?
Yeah, And it's like he's of Indian descent and the first one. And also the first Sikh wrestler to own any title in the WWE, which I think is really neat. So Jinder Mahal shows up with his 2 lackeys, and Daniel Bryan's egging him on. He's like, I think Shinsuke Nakamura, because you beat him at SummerSlam, I think he should get another run at you. And Jinder's like, nah, I don't think this should happen. This is real dumb. And so Daniel Bryan's first big surprise is like, well, tell you what, let's just have a match with Shinsuke tonight, except Jinder's not the one having the match. It's Nakamura and Jinder's lackeys.
Well, yeah, you gotta fight the little before you fight the final boss.
Pretty much.
It's like you gotta fight the members of the Ginyu Force before you fight Ginyu.
You gotta fight the Winds of Destruction before you get to Armstrong. It's just how it goes.
So, backstage segment happens, and Kevin is like, hey, Sami Zayn, I know we've been fighting on and off for like 15 years, but you want to be my ref, maybe? And Sami's like, I'll think about it, bud. And then it cuts to commercial, if I remember correctly.
That seems to be a pattern.
Yeah, so now we're about 25 minutes into SmackDown when it comes back up, and there's a guy in the ring, it's Aiden English, and he used to be part of this group called the Vaudevillains, who were like old-timey vaudeville villain characters, I guess.
That sounds like some DC shit.
Yeah, except now he's like a heel and sings in the ring?
Well, yeah, vaudeville.
Yeah, but he also doesn't seem to be vaudeville anymore. Anywho, Mike gets cut off like halfway into his 3rd line of the song, and then piano starts playing, and the crowd just goes wild because it is glorious. Bobby Roode shows up, and it's great. Like, I don't care about Bobby Roode's wrestling. As long as I get to hear his theme song every Tuesday night, I'm good. Because he has probably like top 5 wrestling themes of all time. Anywho, cuts to commercial when Roode gets into the ring. I remember that for sure happening. I didn't like write down when commercials happened, except for one very specific case. And then comes back from commercial, and the match is basically over. Roode like throws him around, pins him, done, whatever. And they have an in-ring interview with Roode. It's like, hey, what do you think about being here in SmackDown now that you're not the NXT champion and you got pulled up? And he's just like, well, I think things are about to get, and then he like does this really long and big gesture, and he's just like gestures Renee Young or whoever to hold the mic close to his face, and he just shouts, glorious! And then his theme starts playing again, and that's it.
Yeah, okay, that's literally all I know. I just knew Glorious. I'm only gonna call him Mr. Glorious because I've already forgotten his name.
So, when cuts backstage again, Daniel has another surprise for his favorite wrestler, I guess, who may or may not be his son. Well, definitely isn't. He's only 3 years older than Chad Gable. But, like, it's a running gag on SmackDown at the moment because Jason Jordan was revealed to be Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. So Daniel Bryan is having this thing where he thinks that Chad Gable might be his son for some reason.
Daniel Bryan is the GOAT man, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's Goat Man.
Yeah, he's GOAT.
Okay.
He's the GOAT man. So, Daniel's new surprise is that he's going to give Chad Gable a new tag team partner because Jason Jordan got moved over to Raw. And it's the return of former WWE wrestler Shelton Benjamin? I guess. I don't remember what Shelton Benjamin did or if he was ever that great, honestly. It's been like a decade since he's worked for WWE. And then we get a different backstage segment where Sami Zayn walks back up to Kevin Owens and is like, Kevin's like, oh, hey, man, here's your wrestling or your referee jersey. Let's go do this shit. This is going to be great. And Sami's just like, nah, you're a dick. I'm out of here.
Alright. Seems sure.
That's the entire thing.
Alright.
Awesome.
Yep. So, it's now time for a tag team match between a team who I swear to God are called the Hype Bros. And
okay.
And a team of two brothers, the Usos. And before the match starts...
I love that game, Team of Two Brothers.
Yeah, they're two brothers.
Yeah.
They're just regular brothers running in a van.
So, before the match starts, they zoom out, and as I posted on Twitter earlier, I posted a picture of my Word document on my laptop with, like, 3 things that were help, how does wrestle work, and also very cut off at the bottom. Will tonight be sponsored by Mountain Dew? Good news, everybody! Tonight has been sponsored by Mountain Dew!
I think Raw was also sponsored by Mountain Dew. I do remember seeing Mountain Dew.
That sounds like my notes. I don't even have notes, actually. Maybe I should start taking them.
So...
jot down what I see on
Twitter. I
Twitter.
wasn't going to, but I am going to remember this shit.
Yeah, kinda.
So, 40 minutes in, I look at the clock, and, like, the Usos are still coming down to the ring. And this is only the second match of the night in a 2-hour-long show.
Making good use of that programming time, I see.
Gotta squeeze it.
Yeah. Pretty much. The Usos win in a very short match, but the Hype Bros did a couple of neat things. Like, there's a part where one of the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder, like, hopped under the ropes and just, like, dive kicked into one of the Usos. Other than that, I don't really remember any of the other moments. Anywho, the Usos do, like, a promo in the middle of the ring where they're like, hey, we beat the New Day at SummerSlam, and we're the greatest ever, and we're going to revitalize the tag division by defeating everybody in the tag division. And, actual quote from the Usos coming up, before we make out like chips and dip... and then I don't remember what came after that, but it's just like...
No, hold on.
Somebody said something before they actually thought about what the fuck it means.
I want to analyze this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one video on Lasagna Cat. Let's take an hour to analyze and understand this phrase.
Okay, so Garfield steals John's pipe.
Right.
His chips and dip.
Yeah.
No, Garfield. The fuck does that mean?
Garfield is the chip to John Arbuckle's dip.
What does the phrase "before we make out like chips and dip" mean?
What?
I guess they're implying that you put the chip in the dip so they're making out? I don't know!
But no, because it was a reference to them leaving.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I assumed, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
So, in the context of them leaving, what does the phrase "before we make out like chips and dip" mean?
Sounds like an ICP lyric. I got nothing, man.
I don't understand.
I didn't even write down what they said after that because it was just a generic, like, leaving thing. But, like, I had to remember that they put, or somebody in the script writing team said, you know what we should make the Usos say? We should have them say the phrase, "before we make out like chips and dip."
We need Professor Steiner on this case, because I can't solve it.
Professor Steiner's English class would know better than to say "before we make out like chips and dip."
I don't know, I've heard Scott Steiner talk, I don't think he would.
2 2/3% chance that we make out like chips and dip. Like, that sounds like a thing you say to insinuate they're kissing.
Yeah, like...
But, they're brothers in the middle of a ring talking about how they're leaving.
Oh man, our pre-talk before we started recording
say,
was accurate!
full circle! Thanks, Soul Calibur 5.
Oh my god. Dump, we're gonna have to put that tweet, like, in the video or something.
God.
Anywho, they leave. Commercial happens because, of course.
They made out like chips and dip.
Yep. Welcome to Sights Uncena, making out like chips and dip.
Yeah, there you go. There's our tagline.
So they come back.
They come back from making out like chips and dip?
Well, no, the show comes back. The Usos do
Okay.
not. The Usos are presumably still somewhere like chips and dip.
Yeah, they are made out at this point.
So, next match starts up. It's Jinder Mahal's Goons versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a handicap match. And, like, I don't remember shit about Jinder Mahal's Goons. They're just, like, two dudes in business suits, I guess.
Okay,
They're his hype
sure,
men.
why not?
And Shinsuke comes out, and oh my god, every time I see Shinsuke Nakamura, he just oozes charisma. Also, Jinder comes out with his goons and just kind of stays outside of the ring for some reason. I don't know. Nakamura kind of, like, match itself actually starts, and Nakamura just wrecks house for like 2 minutes straight, and then Jinder distracts him, and his lackeys get an advantage for like 30 seconds, and then the match is over.
Woo! I love matches that take 2 minutes.
That just ends.
To be fair, like, the lackeys were jobbers as hell, but like it then ends with a brawl between Nakamura and Jinder in the ring for like 2-3 minutes, which is neat. They're definitely setting up for that rematch. So we get another backstage segment. Kevin Owens is still trying to find his buddy to be his special guest referee, and Tyler Breeze and Fandango, better known as the Fashion Police, show up like around the corner, and they're like, hey Kevin, we could be your referees. Have you ever seen us before? I swear to God, this is another actual quote. We would make the sexiest zebras. Because the referee is black and white stripes.
Okay, but like,
Sexiest
are you a furry?
zebras.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to ask my buddy Fandango about that.
And are zebra? I don't think I've ever seen a zebra persona. Now that I actually think
they're so
about
sexy. Chris Rock's got nothing on them.
Anywho, Kevin Owens is a dick and just kind of yells at them, and it's like, no, get out of here. I don't even know you idiots. And then, the man who is perpetually sweaty and full of, like, grease, Baron Corbin, shows up, and he's like, hey, I can be your ref, but if you win, I get first dibs at the championship. And Kevin's like, screw it, you're the only person I can remotely trust, I guess?
Yeah, I'll trust Grease Man.
Fun fact, Baron Corbin has a tattoo of a minion wearing Jason Voorhees' mask on his foot.
what?
Yep.
Well, then I
Like,
want him to lose.
Like the Despicable Me minion?
Yep.
Why?
Well, I don't know. He's a big fan of Despicable Me, I guess.
Gotta go see Minions.
Or
in
memes.
theaters.
Maybe he just likes memes.
Yeah, maybe he's a Facebook mom who shares all those Minion memes.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not insane. I'm just good at wrestling.
That's who makes them.
You're not locked in here, or I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me, and it's just a picture of a minion at a wrestling ring.
Yeah, fucking Rorschach minion.
Anywho,
God.
Stupid mask.
remember how I mentioned that there was one match that had the dumbest sponsor I could think of, and it was the most hilarious shit in the world?
Lay it on me.
The next match is a women's tag match between Natalia and Carmella, accompanied by James No Chin Ellsworth. Carmella, notably, also currently has the Money in the Bank contract, which is new for the women's division. For those not in the know, specifically Dup, the Money in the Bank contract basically means if you own it at any moment during a live show, you can challenge for the if you're one of the male superstars, the WWE Championship, and then obviously the only women's championship. Versus Naomi, the lady who wears glow in the dark and like blacklight makeup and owns, versus Becky Lynch, who is incredibly Scottish. I don't.
Sure.
Irish? No, wait, yeah, Irish, because she's the Irish lass kicker. I swear to God, that's not a joke. And
I'm just shaking my head right now.
Oh
There's
man,
so many bad terms being revealed today.
It's about to get worse. If you had to take any single guess, who would you say this match was sponsored by?
Victoria's Secret.
Zen?
Should say what I'm thinking.
That's a good sign.
No, it's not Bad Dragon.
Well, not that bad, alright? Bad, but not baddest. Let's go with Mentos. Fuck it. I don't know.
Okay, so they're all in the ring, and before the match starts, it zooms out, and it's like, anywho, thank you for watching SmackDown Live for this this new match, or this women's tag match, which is brought to you by Domino's Pizza!
Come on, at least, like, Raw got Little Caesars, at least.
And I want to point out, none of the rest of the show is sponsored by Domino's Pizza. Just the women's tag match is brought to you by Domino's Pizza.
I like to imagine the Domino's guys, like, alright, you can sponsor us. You only get to sponsor one match, and they just shove a book, pick one. This one.
And the Domino's CEO looks at them and goes, well, this one's got ladies in it, and Hatsune Miku is a lady, so we have to go with that one.
that checks out.
This match speaks to me on a personal level. This is the one that will be sponsored by my pizza.
Hatsune Miku.
So, Carmella spends the entire match not helping Natalya because Natalya is the current champion. And, like, they make a joke about how Carmella definitely isn't going to cash in the Money in the Bank tonight. Ha ha ha. She doesn't. But
so much tension.
Yeah. But, like, Natalya gets messed up. But somehow Carmella's the one who got pinned? I looked away from the match for, like, 20 seconds to check Twitter. And then the match was over.
Oh, so that happened to both of us at one point. Where I turn away and all of a sudden it's a fucking JoJo's match. Except here, it's just somebody completely different.
Like, Natalya's really mad, so I guess they're setting up Carmella versus Natalya, but that's kind of really dumb, because Carmella's the one who's got the Money in the Bank contract, so why would they have her as anything but the rival that's, like, just kind of in the background waiting, you know? Anywho, commercials happened. I know for a fact, again, because I made sure to write this down. There's a Domino's commercial featuring the Fashion Police.
Nice!
Where they're following a frankly ridiculous amount of breadstick crumbs.
Why did they sponsor that part of the show?
And, like, they're trying to find the thief who stole all the Domino's breadsticks that you can now buy for $5.99. Or however much. I didn't pay attention to the price. I don't think we have those breadsticks in Canada. So.
Like, now I just want pizza.
I already ate a giant breadstick from Domino's. I don't need to do it again.
So, they finally find the person who did it after following, like, hundreds upon hundreds of breadsticks. Or breadstick crumbs. I don't know how many breadsticks they ordered, but apparently they were all eaten by one person, because they opened the door, and Alexa Bliss is there, and then she just kind of rolls her eyes at them, and it's like, whatever, I just wanted a couple of breadsticks. And then before the commercial ends, actual quote from Fandango, at least she has good taste in food, and then the camera just pans over to Tyler Breeze, and fashion. And then the commercial ends.
This is dumb.
Oh, that sounds like a treat.
Dolph Ziggler showed back up. His re-debut is just like a backstage interview. And also he's really mad that characters are a thing.
What?
Yeah, characters are dumb.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, this guy sings. That's how you be a star, right? This guy wears a robe. Is that how you be a star? Maybe I gotta be like this guy and start doing poses in the middle of the ring. Is that how I be a star? I should be a star.
Just be a JoJo's. That's how you win everything.
And
So he's the kind of guy that complains, oh, these characters are too gimmicky.
yeah.
Awesome.
And then he's just like, well, tell you what, next week I'll show you how I'm gonna be a star. And then he just walks off, and that's it. And there's a different backstage segment between Lana, who's a Russian lady who's very angry about America.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of reasons to be angry about us right now.
This gimmick has existed for like 5 years, I do want to point out.
To be fair!
Yeah,
5 years? This is 5 years.
Fair point. But yeah, let me just put down the folded chair. Let's talk politics. Anywho, Lana's, I guess, the new manager of Tamina Snuka? Or, well, she's just Tamina, because the WWE is kind of, like, trying to distance them.
I don't know who that is.
Old famous wrestler who was a big deal, recently was convicted girlfriend in the 70s. And then I put, in both of these two different points, I put one point as angry Russians are here. And then in the next point, when I realized it was Tamina and not some random new person, I put in brackets, wait a second, Tamina isn't Russian.
Good job, buddy.
So anyways, finally, the main event of SmackDown is here.
Angry Russians.
No, the main event is AJ versus Kevin Owens.
Okay.
With Baron Corbin as the guest ref. Cuts to commercial before the match starts. Unrelated to anything, but on the Canadian channel I was watching to watch this, they kept playing a commercial for America's Got Talent, and the only reason I give a shit about it is because they kept showing the Pumpkin Man who dances.
I don't know the context for that, but I am down for a dancing pumpkin man.
You don't know about the dancing Pumpkin Man?
No, I don't.
Oh man.
I think I watched a movie about that once.
Like the meme one who like everybody knows for dancing to Pumpkin Hills music.
Oh, but okay.
Nah, I don't.
Anywho, somebody's probably going to know that. So, match happens, I guess. It's a Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles match. There's nothing in particularly great about it that I could remember. Plus, I was trying to like not mention most of the matches because I didn't want this to go too long on my side. Because I figured Zen would be the one who would be funnier about shit that happens during the fights. But Shane McMahon comes out mid-match because reasons.
Sure.
I don't know. And he just kind of jumps on the ring and he distracts Baron Corbin because reasons? And, well, Baron's got his back turned. Kevin uppercuts AJ in the junk.
As you do.
And then Baron doesn't notice it. So I just feel the need to point out here when the brand split happened, SmackDown started up the first show by going, unlike Raw, our stories will be about the performers and not the people running the show, blah, 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 blah. The current storyline for the WWE or the main event is about Shane McMahon.
Right, yeah, yeah.
The guy who runs the show.
This checks out.
Oops.
So, Shane pushes Corbin during the match, and then Corbin gets mad and takes off the ref jersey and then gives it to Shane, who then decides that he's going to be the new special guest ref. And then shenanigans happen, and then AJ wins. And
Yay.
that fight sure happened.
Can't beat AJ on a flat surface.
It doesn't make any sense. How is it not curved?
Well, as you'll see, I put that fucking quote in the Discord.
I saw, yeah. Let me just read this out, because I want to get this on tape. The only person that ever told me or told the world that other planets exist is NASA, but there was a reason for all this. They're making a lot of money. They have a lot of money coming in. NASA is not an American thing, it's a world thing. A lot of people don't know that, so when you start asking questions, there are not a lot of answers sometimes.
Thanks, AJ Styles. Let me just check where AJ Styles came from real quick.
The moon.
Well, yeah, because
North Carolina.
The moon.
How did he come from North Carolina, but he sounds more southern than you?
Because I'm not from the South! I was born in Iowa!
Oh. Still, though, I would have thought you'd at least pick up some. Anywho.
I've only been here 3 years!
Fair enough. Anywho, I'd give SmackDown like a 3 out of, or 6 out of 5, or 10, whatever.
6 out of 5!
6 out of 5,
wow.
best show ever.
Yeah.
This is some Newground shit.
Yeah, no, like 6 out of 10. It was okay, I guess? I don't... Kind of middling,
I'm gonna give it a make out like chip and dip out of 10.
Out of sexy zebras.
Yeah, sexy zebra.
Dup, are you the chips or the dip?
I think I'm the dip.
Lewd.
No, it was supposed to be a double joke because I'm also calling myself an idiot.
Fair enough. Anywho.
I think that'll do it for.
Is that
this
it?
episode.
Also, there you go. There's that picture of fucking the Fruity Pebbles.
Anyways.
Yep, there it is.
Thank you for tuning in this week for the first episode of Sites Uncena.
Yeah, speaking of things that just end.
We're
done!
Yeah,
You can't see me, my time is now.
Thanks for listening to the first episode of Sites Uncena, the first, only, and God willing, last wrestling podcast on the internet. I've been your host, Jack Ride, along with our other hosts, Zed Scissors.
Yes,
And me.
And Dup. Always remember, kids, make out like chips and dip.